I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Well, good night, Gary Stuart. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Very good, very good. It's daytime here in Southern California, but it's a beautiful 80-degree day in December.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, number one, I'm a member of the Evolutionary Business Council, and I think that's how we got connected here. And I'm also, at all the EBC retreats, I open or close with Constellation Healing, which is my specialty, doing group exercises so we can deepen our awareness and healing as thought leaders who are trying to make change in the world.
Love it. Who did you learn that skill from?
Actually, the originator is Bert Hellinger in Austria, so I flew to Europe and learned it, but I learned it, 20 years ago from some of his younger proteges. So I've been
Wow.
doing it for 20 years.
Wow. How has that impacted your life?
Amazing, because there's a lot of hidden dynamics that are affecting any of us in a negative way. And so what we do is we have a chance to rewrite our history kind of back to the future, going into ancestral lineage where there was trauma or drama, and undoing it so we don't have to carry anything that doesn't belong to us.
So important, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it's almost everyone knows that we have baggage, but this process called constellation healing opens it up and empties it out so we don't have to carry it anymore.
Yeah. You know, you said that, and the thing that popped in my mind immediately is having baggage is so much easier now with the level of storage we have, right?
Yeah. But the longer we store our emotional baggage and incomplete issues from previous generations, it can affect our health, our wealth, our well-being, and it can get passed on to children as well. So it's a way to have a clean start and let the negative things that don't belong to us be honored and released. So it's very powerful on a cellular level as well as an emotional and spiritual level.
So it's time to do an emotional declutter, right?
Yes, especially around the holidays. Start in 2018 off with a bang.
Love it, love it. Why will you continue to repeat this skill, Gary?
Just because I enjoy helping people so much. And this field of consciousness that we go into, you're probably familiar with shamanism, where the shaman would go to the spirit world to see what piece of truth is missing. Constellations are very much the same way. We find the hidden truth of the deeper love. And we never know how we're going to get there. So every time I do it, it's new. I've done about 10,000 of them over the past 20 years. And each and every time I do it, there's new information, spiritual information, a deeper understanding of the human condition. And that's why I keep doing it and love doing it.
What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years, Gary?
Written books. I have a few books out on Amazon, and I really enjoy writing books about the insights that I get from the healing work that I do, and just witnessing humanity in its chaotic state right now. I don't know where you're located, but the United States is pretty much a chaotic mess right now. And to be able to step back and philosophically look at it, that something new is birthing in America.
What's one of the most recent books you've written?
My latest one was Master Your Universe, How to Direct and Star in Your Own Life. And that was out just about last year. And it's really written to help us be empowered to really create the movie of our life. We could say we're living our parents' sequel movie, just regurgitating the same life story over. Or can we really clean our slate and just build the life of our dreams? And we all have that capability, but very few do that.
How does it make you feel to know that you have these tools, if you would, in your tool belt?
Oh, good. I mean, actually, quite blessed because the information I get is just so otherworldly, but it's so dead on. So I really feel that there's an invisible world around the physical world, and I have access to that. And it's a real humbling privilege to get those information. And about 90% of the information, believe it or not, comes from our dead ancestors. And they're trusting me with their daughter, granddaughter, great grandchild to get them in a healed space so they can have a good life.
Where's the best place for someone to connect with you?
Well, they can reach me through my website. I don't know if you have that up or not. And I do, consultations. Sometimes I do one-on-one work, but mostly workshops. I'm going from weekly to monthly in 2018, so I can focus on my next book, which is called Healing Human History, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, what's the website? Tell us the website.
Yeah, the website's www.constellationswithgarystuart.com.
Wonderful. Well, Gary, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Gorgeous.
Gary, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, my earliest one, there's a picture of me walking on a farm when I was between birth and 4 years old. We lived on a farm, and I remember waddling in grass with ducks all around me. That's actually my first memory, and my mom happened to take a picture of it.
Wow. How old were you?
1 or 2 years old, just walking. So I knew where I was. I could see all the green grass and everything. So it was quite interesting, yeah.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Not much. I think the bigger memory I have, is in the first grade, I looked at everyone in the classroom and just felt that I was different than everyone in the classroom. And I didn't know at that time, that's probably because my future self telling me that I was going to be gay or whatever. And that really stuck with me. And years later, I thought, wow, what was that adult insight that I got in the first grade at 6 years old that really did impact my life?
Oh, that's interesting. Wow. So if we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Favorite song, I would have to say the Beatles. They were coming right in. I'm dating myself, but I would say She Loved You by the Beatles. That's when they were gaining a foothold in America. And then, of course, the British invasion that followed with all the other bands, Rolling Stones. So, yeah, I would definitely say the Beatles, 1963. They just were breaking on the Ed Sullivan Show and everything. And that was quite a happy time, even though it was tumultuous in my life.
Well, Gary, we've definitely arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gary, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Do I believe in what?
God.
Yeah, well, more spiritual, not like an angry white guy, but more the divine, spiritual, creative spirit. Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, definitely not.
What about 3 hours a week?
Possibly, depending on what's on.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less?
Yeah, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of at least 6 hours a day. So,
6 hours a day. Well, that's not that much according to what we usually get.
Mm-hmm.
So less than 8 hours a day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gary, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Gary Stuart, what would you say that is?
I would say you've already won the battle. So end the struggle of thinking that you haven't won the battle and be a winner all the time.
Gary Stuart, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, I just want everyone to have the best. We've already been given the birthday cake, so don't worry about the frosting. Just enjoy the cake, enjoy life, and it's yours to eat and enjoy.
Gary Stuart, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you. An honor and pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.